Senator Chuck Grassley has vowed to pursue inquiries into Hunter Biden and to make sure the FBI takes politics out of the equation. The Republican has been a fierce campaigner for the president's son to be investigated properly for anything dodgy he's allegedly involved in. The Iowa senator told a group of Republican voters on the weekend, "I want you to know that I'm not going to give up on the Hunter Biden investigation. Every one of you in this room and everybody that isn't in this room ought to have extraordinary confidence in the FBI, but today we can't have it." When the FBI raided the Mar-a-Lago home of Donald Trump early this month, critics were quick to point out that Joe Biden's son hasn't received that treatment despite the Bureau actually being in possession of his damning laptop. Hunter Biden is currently facing a federal investigation for alleged tax violations and for making false statements in connection to the purchase of a firearm. However, when content from Hunter's laptop started to leak in October 2020, it unveiled a tangled web of overseas business deals with China and Ukraine. It included potentially incriminating emails about payments and gifts given to Hunter by foreign interests. This all started just 3 weeks before the 2020 election, but over time, more content has been released to the public. Joe Biden claims that he has absolutely no knowledge of his son's business deals. However, calendar meetings and emails would beg to differ. Republicans have had enough, believing that there is a double standard when it comes to accountability, especially after the raid of former President Trump's home. The FBI and Department of Justice have been criticised for acting with political bias towards Donald Trump, something Senator Grassley vowed to tackle. "I want you to know I'm not going to give up exposing political bias in the FBI. It's not the FBI agents at the grassroots of Iowa, it's the people at central headquarters. We've got to have FBI Director Christopher Wray show us a concrete plan on how he's going to get the political bias out of the FBI." The reason why Senator Grassley is so invested in this is because last month he unveiled something interesting that was fed to him by what he calls credible whistleblowers. Grassley is a ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which oversees the FBI and the DOJ. The whistleblowers came forward alleging that the FBI learned of derogatory information about Hunter and dismissed it, labelling it as disinformation. The letter that Senator Grassley sent to FBI Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland states that in 2020, the FBI learnt of alleged criminal and financial related activity. In August 2020, an FBI analyst opened an assessment to improperly discredit negative Hunter Biden information as disinformation and caused investigative activity to cease. The letter also says that any derogatory information that was passed on to the FBI about Hunter Biden that was verified or verifiable only a few months out from the election was labelled as disinformation. Christopher Wray faced the House Judiciary Committee earlier this month where he was probed on these allegations.
Isn't it true that Mr. Tebow, Agent Tebow, and FBI Supervisory Intelligence Analyst Brian Otan covered up derogatory information about Mr. Hunter Biden while working for the FBI?
Well, again, I want to be very careful not to interfere with ongoing personnel matters. I should say that when I read the letter that describes the kinds of things that you're talking about, I found it deeply troubling.
Although the probe didn't take very long as he had a flight to catch.
Senator, I had a flight that I'm supposed to be hightailing it to out of here, and I had understood that we were going to be done at 1:30, so that's how we ended up where we are.
If it's your business trip, you got your own plane. Can it wait a while?
Sorry, to be honest. I've tried to make my break as fast as I could to get right back out of here.
And you took more than 5 minutes.
This is a tight ship, Mr. Director.